Hello. In this session, we're going to look at how StarTeam Git users can use the pull request feature. A pull request in Pulse was introduced in 17.1 release of StarTeam Server. Using pull requests, StarTeam Git users can check the quality of their source code changes before they merge it into StarTeam. For the purpose of this demo, we're going to use SourceTree, which is a popular Git client. Now, before we start using pull requests, we need to use the Pulse web admin page to register for projects and views for which pull request needs to be enabled. So in here, we're going to select one project for enabling pull requests. Now, how pull request works is whenever you create a lightweight activity view of a main view or release view, pull requests which are registered for those views will automatically be generated. You can choose to also register streams or views for pull requests. In this case, we're just going to register the main view of the project. You can also set rules on when the pull request must be approved. Now, once this is done, let's go back to our Git client and create a branch. So we're going to work on this task and create the branch locally in the Git repository. Let's start making some changes. Now that we are done with our changes, let's add it to our local index and then commit it. Once we're done with our changes, we're now ready to push it to StarTeam. Click on push. So now we have a newly created branch which does not exist on StarTeam. So we're going to choose that, and this push will end up creating a new lightweight activity view of the main view of the project. Now the push also gives the user the option to choose a process item to associate their changes with. You can now see that it's creating a lightweight view on the server, and we can choose the CR which was assigned to us. Since we have done with our changes, we can mark the CR as complete. Now, once this is done, you have successfully promoted your changes to StarTeam. Log into Pulse with your user account. You'll now see that there is a stream called Linux for StarTeam search which is created. And you can also see that there's a pull request created. If you look at the changes tab, you'll see that there are two new changes associated with this pull request. One is a modify, another is an add. Now let's say you have another change to make. Let's go into our Git repository and delete this file. Let's stage it and commit it to the local Git repository. So since we forgot to push this change earlier, we have to push it now to StarTeam. Again, you just have this branch changes that we are trying to push to StarTeam. So what we have now is three different changes in this new lightweight activity view. The push is going to pop up the process item again. You can choose to use the same process item. Now the push is complete. Let's go back to our pulse. Click on the new stream, Linux support for search. You will now see that if you go dig into the PR, you will now see that there are two new changes. One is the deletion of this file and the previous changes, which is the add and modification of files. Now that we're done with our changes, we're now ready to add reviewers. Now let's add two new reviewers to review these changes. Once it's done, click on Publish to publish this review. So this review is now published for the other reviewers to review. Now let's log in as the other user. I'm going to log in as the lead reviewer. If I go to my work, so now the lead reviewer is supposed to be getting all the email notification for these pull requests. They'll see that they've received a pull request to review. They see all the changes and they notice that there is a typo. So they request for changes. You see that pull request, the developer is going to be getting an email on the request for rework. Now they can see that there's been a request for rework, and they have to make the changes in their comments. So the Git user goes back to their source tree, opens up the file, and fixes the typo. So once they're done with their rework, We're now ready to check in back to StarTeam. First, add it to the index, and then we're going to commit it. Let's now push the new changes into StarTeam. Again, we're choosing only the lightweight view that we've created to be pushed. So you can now see that there have been multiple changes made in this lightweight view. So the pull request keeps aggregating all those changes. If I go back to my pull request here, and log in as the developer, you can now see that this pull request has been fixed. If I go in here, I can see that the pull request has been fixed with the typo corrected. Now we're ready to republish this review. And once that's done, let's log in as a team lead, who's the lead reviewer. And we're going to make sure that the requested changes have been made. Okay, so the requested changes have been made. So the lead is going to approve the pull request. So we now see that you'll be getting email notifications for every operation that has occurred on the pull request. Let's log in again using the developer account. Now that the pull request has been reviewed and approved successfully, we can now merge it into the main view. You can opt to change the comments in here and click on merge. The merge has been successfully completed. You can go to the main view of the project and see that there is a new file that has been created. And there's a change package with all the changes that were made. So this is the typical workflow for developers using pull requests. Developer can also opt to delete the lightweight view on the StarTeam server once the pull request has been approved and merged. Now, if there were any conflicts in the main view for the same file, pull requests would fail and an error would be thrown. The developer would then have to pull in the changes into their master branch and merge it to their local branch, and then push it back to StarTeam to resolve the merge. And that's the end of the session. Thanks for listening.